Jenkins again flushed. He will step up and fire that one down the left side where it's intercepted at the 1-yard line by Locke. He'll bring it back out of the end zone. He's got the far sideline to the 20, to the 25. Got a couple blockers in front of him at the 40. Cuts it to the middle of the field. Still looking for space across midfield, and he'll bring it to the near side. He's got another block at the 25. He's going to go down the near sideline and into the end zone. Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
For the second straight season, the Wapakoneta Redskins will host a playoff game here at Harmon Field. Last season it ended with a disappointing overtime loss to the Springfield Shawnee Braves. And this year a different set of Braves are in town, and the Redskins are hoping for a better result. It's Ohio High School playoff football, and it's yours next on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Harmon Field, where tonight the Wapakoneta Redskins will host round one of the Ohio High School playoffs. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler, and we welcome you into the Minster Bank pregame show. The Oxford Talawanda Braves come into town tonight 7-3 out of the Southwest Ohio Conference. That put them in their 4-2 record inside the conference, put them at tied for second place. They made a 2-hour bus trip over here, Paul, to Wapakoneta to take on the Redskins tonight, and they bring a pretty impressive running game with them.
Yeah, they do. The Braves finished tied for second in the Southwest Ohio Conference, a conference that put 7 members in the playoffs, including league champion Mount Healthy and the Harrison Wildcats, who are squaring off with the Lima Senior Spartans tonight. It's a Division II conference, only in its third year of an existence. It's basically emerged from the old Fort Ancient Valley Conference. Head coach John Vonderheide is in his third year also as head coach at Talawanda, and the Miami, Ohio grad has really risen this program from the ashes. The Braves only won one game in the 2 seasons before he was hired, took his lumps the first year, improved each year, culminating in this playoff appearance to the third history in the first in 13 years.
A big part of this offense for the Braves is their running back, Maurice Thomas.
Yeah, Maurice Thomas is a statistical monster at running back. He's racked up over 2,500 yards rushing, boasting over a 9-yard average and 29 touchdowns for the year. His highest total was Week 9 versus Meadowdale, where he's rushed for 414 yards and 5 touchdowns. He has a rushing touchdown all but one game, which was against Mount Healthy. He's got a knack for the big play, as he has at least 7 touchdowns of over 60-plus yards, 3 kickoff returns over 70 yards. He's a strong and patient runner who, when given the opportunity, can break a game wide open with his speed. He's able to produce big numbers for Talawanda all year while having a target on his back week in and week out.
They are 0-2 rather against 10-0 teams, and that's who they'll face tonight. The Wapakoneta Redskins come in 10-0 overall, 9-0 inside the Western Buckeye League, and hosting tonight's ball game here at Harmon Field.
Yeah, they were able to cap off their undefeated regular season last week with a 31-0 victory over Shawnee. This Walpock team has already made history as they've earned a first seed for the first time in school history. They're the 4th team in school history to run the table in the Western Buckeye League, and the first since 1986. They're making back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time in school history. This team, as you mentioned, is currently 10-0, and no Walpock team has ever won 11 games in a season, so they can make more history tonight. The Redskins are led by the historically good defense. In the last 10 years, this team and the 2009 Shawnee Indians are the only WBL teams to allow less than 10 points a game, and this team's only given up 5.9 per game. And including, they've only given up 1 rushing touchdown a game. So, a big battle that we're looking ahead here is, Thomas with the 29 touchdowns on the ground versus a defense that's only given up 1. It's just a heck of a matchup.
The defense will have their hands full with Thomas tonight, but as we talk about the Redskins, we look to their offense, and our player to watch tonight is Keaton Metz.
Yeah, the Walpock senior doesn't have the gaudy stats that Maurice Thomas has, but he's a big play performer in his own right. Metz leads the Redskins in rushing, receiving yards, and total touchdowns. He's averaging nearly 7 yards a pop every time he rushes the ball, but he's really emerged as a rushing threat late in the year for quarterback Cody Morgan. The Braves defense definitely has to keep Metz from getting past the defensive front untouched in open space because he has game-breaking speed.
Well, it's time now to take a look at the Game Face Ohio keys to the game, and let's start with the keys for the Talawanda Braves.
Well, they made this long trip, as you mentioned. They want to have a fast start to take the crowd out of the game, play fundamentally sound defense because the wing tee attack really tests your commitment to your keys. And they want to avoid 3rd and long situations, what Coach Vonderheide calls staying ahead of schedule, and we want to get and stay in 3rd and short.
For the home team, their keys to the game look like this.
They want to take care of the ball and make sure that they create some turnovers on defense, win the line of scrimmage, and the big play is going to be a big deal right here. They want to win the big play, make their own, and limit that explosive rushing attack for the Talawanda.
Well, it's playoff football, and it's coming up next. That wraps up the Minster Bank pregame show. We'll have the kickoff for you after this break. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With Telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Minster Bank is celebrating 100 years of serving our local communities.
We are proud of our past and we look forward to a promising future.
Thanks for the opportunity to help our local businesses grow.
Thanks for letting us serve you past banking hours.
Thanks for letting us serve you and getting to know you personally.
Through our private wealth management department, we provide trusted investment advice.
Minster Bank's success and longevity is truly a testament to the communities and the customers that we serve.
Thanks for 100.
Welcome to TSC Touchdown Friday, brought to you by Telephone Service Company, G.A. Windsor & Son, Stolly Insurance, Owen Kitchen and Bath, Frost Roofing, Minster Bank, Astro Lanes, United Way of All-Glaze County, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency, and the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Welcome back into Harmon Field, and the ball is teed up. Tristan Meyer will kick it away. The Redskins won the toss and have deferred to the second half. And Paul, as we get set for this ball game, there is an experience factor involved in for these two teams going into the playoffs.
Yeah, the Redskins were able to get a game's experience last year. Talawanda has not been in the playoffs in a long time. None of these players have. We have a
opening kick is muffed a little bit there, and then picked up by Thomas, who saves the Braves from giving the ball over to the Redskins in their own territory, but they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, and something that Coach Moore, I'm sure, was thinking about. They didn't want to kick the ball deep to Maurice Thomas right from the get-go, but leading Talawanda onto the field is Captain Senior Connor Scott.
Scott's coming off a game in which he was 1 for 5 last week for 9 yards in a game they won over Hamilton Ross. High snap, but he gets it, and it'll be Thomas off the right side, up across the 25 to the 29.
Look at the starters. Their offensive line feature 51 Mason Fox, senior captain, on the line.
That line slants a little bit to the left with the 315 on the left side.
And then Maurice Thomas, as we can mention a lot of different times, the commit to the University of Miami of Ohio, not going too far, obviously coming from Oxford.
Back to pass for the first time tonight is Scott. He fires it over the middle of the field where it's caught for a first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Thomas Shane line again features here this defensive line, and Jacob Hartman makes a lot of plays as well. Jared battled some injuries, but Landon Hall's really emerged as the leading tackler for this Redskin defense as well.
First down and 10 for the Braves at their own 44-yard line. Handoff to Thomas. He finds some space across the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down in Redskin territory at the 47-yard line.
And you can see secondary, again, a lot of experience back there with Morgan, Locke, Huffman. We also expect to see Quinn Lottridge out there. In fact, he's out there right now. So, Dan, you were kind of talking about playoff experience. The Redskins, although they lost on this field last year in Week 11 in a heartbreaker and over Springfield Shawnee, you have a lot of players who have some playoff experience wearing red out there, and not a lot of playoff experience for the Braves.
Thomas in motion out of the backfield to the far side, and Scott back to pass. Has some time, he'll run it himself. He's across the 40, and he'll skate out of bounds at around the 37-yard line of the Redskins. And another nice pickup for the Braves.
Yeah, and the Braves showing a lot of team speed. Scott had a little bit of a burst to him, and obviously we know that Thomas is going to have a lot of big play potential. And, you know, the Redskin defense isn't known for giving up a lot of yards, especially early on in the game. So, obviously a pretty good start for Coach Vonderheide.
Again, they put a man in motion. And this time it's a pitch to Thomas going to the right side. The Redskins trying to string it out. And Hall will bring him down, but he'll pick up the first down inside the 35 to the 34.
Yeah, just a little zone blocking outside play right there. Able to make one guy miss. I think it was Locke. He was able to sidestep just enough to be able to move the chains for the Braves.
Thomas, as we mentioned, led this team in rushing, led the conference in rushing. He's got over 3,000 yards of all-purpose yards this season. So he is a dynamic back. This time they line up with their receivers bunched to the far side of the field. Now a man in motion across the backfield to the near side. Pitch to Thomas coming this way. He'll get off the left side, find some room inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Real interesting formation right there. They actually had quads to the short side, and really what I think they're trying to do there is they went away from the strength of the formation, and I think they're trying to get Thomas in some additional space. By having all those receivers over there, the Redskins have to commit some defenders, and it allows Thomas to have a little bit more green to work with.
You're going to hear his name a lot because he touches the ball, what, 28 times a ball game?
Minimum. Minimum just on carries the ball, and he has 36 of the team's 46 touchdowns on the year. He is a wrecking crew.
He goes off the right side this time and met as he gets across the line of scrimmage near the 20-yard line.
And that's the first time it was Landon Hall right there was able to put a little bit of a solid shot on him. You know, that's one thing when we've talked about some people that have seen Thomas live. You know, he's obviously an explosive, dynamic player, but they don't see him take a lot of solid shots, and that's something that the Redskins are going to try to see if they can do.
This will be the 8th play of the drive coming up for the Braves in their opening possession of the ball game. 4 receivers set. And this time Scott will be working out of the pistol formation. Puts a man in motion across the backfield. Handoff. No, fakes the handoff to Thomas, and it's Scott keeping it to the right side. He's going to pick up another first down to the 12-yard line.
That was a great pull read by Connor Scott right there. They were actually running trap blocking right there, so all the keys were given to the Redskin defense that the ball was going to go up the middle to Thomas, and Connor was able to read that was happening with the defense, pulled it out and went to the outside and got a first down for the Braves.
He's got a lot of company in the backfield here. And he'll hand it off to Thomas to the right side. He brings it back to the near side. And a nice cutback. He'll get inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, this is the red zone, and we have seen the Redskins have teams get into the red zone, you know, most notably against Ottawa Glandorf several different times, but they've been able to stiffen up at times and be able to keep teams from getting 6 points against them. But they have not had really a challenge like this where they have a Division I caliber running back, which Talawanda does have.
He's been elusive so far. Picks up 3, make it 4 yards on his last carry. And he lines up behind Scott in the backfield. On a 2nd down and 6, it'll be Thomas again. He escapes to the right side, and he is wrestled down inside the 5 at the 4.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle there by Cody Morgan. It looks like the Braves are running a lot of zone blocking schemes, and what happens when you get that is it allows the running back to be able to determine where he wants to cut, because the linemen are all just taking the same steps into the same direction. And then it allows for the vision of the running back to decide where he thinks the hole is going to be.
Well, and you mentioned in the pregame show that Coach Vonderheide talked about him as being a very patient runner.
And you're right. And to be a great zone blocking runner, you need to have good patience.
Here takes the handoff again, this time to the right side, and he is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Only the 2nd rushing touchdown given up by the Redskins in 11 games.
Yeah, well put together drive there by Talawanda. Maurice Thomas goes in for his 30th rushing touchdown of the season, and just as stunningly what you mentioned, only the second rushing touchdown on the season given up by this Redskin defense.
Extra point attempt is coming up, and the kicker for the Talawanda Braves is Eduardo Rossi, and he has just recently taken over as the extra point man. This is only his 4th game handling the duties, but he has only missed 1 attempt so far. The Braves put together an impressive opening drive, and with 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter, the visiting team is up by 7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
An impressive opening possession by Talawanda as they go 11 plays, 76 yards, and cover 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Here's the ensuing kickoff return, and the Redskins will have outstanding field position out across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
And just want to kind of throw out there that Talawanda had 61 yards on the ground on that first drive. Just for the Redskins defense is only an average of 66 yards total a game on the ground.
That's the kind of insight that only Paul Sadler brings.
So here's a Redskin offense led by quarterback Cody Moore. Again, one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the Western League, averaging 50% completion percentage. Touchdowns on the year compared to only 2 interceptions.
Morgan is under center on a first down. It'll be handed off to Metz, who goes off the left side. He gets inside, across the 45 and out to midfield. And a nice run to open this possession for the Redskins.
Ball spotted just inside Braves territory at the 49-yard line.
And of course the Redskins,
2nd and 3 for the Redskins.
With strong offensive line play. Paul, you talk about these 2 offenses, and obviously the focus for the Talawanda team is on Thomas. For the Redskins, they have a variety of weapons that they throw at you.
Yeah, certainly do. This is definitely one of them, but he's definitely not the only one. As you see, Cody Morgan, the quarterback, will get his fair share of carries as well, and that particular one move the chains. Here's that offensive line, and they're going to be challenged here. Blake Fenning and Corey Crawford are the anchors on the offensive tackles. Skill positions, as we mentioned, Keith Metz from Cameron Locke is a big-time home run hitter for him as well, averaging nearly 9 yards when he gets a chance to carry the ball.
Ball at the 42-yard line on the Braves side of the field, and a first down and 10 for the Redskins as Morgan works out of the shotgun for the first time tonight. 4 receivers to choose from. He lobs it out left side Henderson, and he will pick up positive yards to the 35-yard line, a 7-yard pickup on first down.
And for the base 4-2-5 defense of Talawanda, one thing to look at on this defensive line, you have 3 two-way starters. And Jacob Arona are also starters on the offense as well, so it's something to keep an eye on. Line right there, Carson Johnson, the senior standout.
Redskins will come out with 3 receivers to the right side and some early movement on the defensive line for the Braves. As we look at the secondary for this Braves defense.
And Logan Keebler, cornerback, leads this team with 4 interceptions on the year. A bunch of juniors in the secondary.
Those 4 interceptions were second in the Southwest Ohio Conference as far as interceptions go. So the penalty will give the Redskins a first down at the 29-yard line on the Braves side of the field. Quinn Lottridge lines up as the lone wide receiver on the far side, and Metz in motion to the near side. Morgan will hand it off to Lott. He comes to the near side, inside the 25, escapes a man, still on his feet. Now they're going to say he was out of bounds at about the 19-yard line.
What a tremendous run there by Cameron Locke. Just lost there in a little bit. Hopefully we get to see a replay on that. He has just a slight little hesitation that allowed him to get that corner. And then, you know, jumps over a guy, hurdles a guy. Unfortunately for him, he was there by the sidelines. Otherwise, it could have been a really big play.
So he picks up enough for the first down, and the Redskins go back to the shotgun. Locke is in the backfield with Morgan as they look to the sideline. And Paul, I think the thing that Locke brings to the table, not only his great athletic ability, but they seem to drop him into plays at exactly the right time.
Yes, they.
Morgan will hand it off to Locke again. He goes to the near side, spins out of one tackle at the 15. He's down inside the 5, stiff arm touchdown.
On cue, Cameron Locke. You were just talking about how explosive he is. They moved him around a little bit. They saw something they liked. We could actually hear it up here in the booth. The coaches saw a hole on the right hand side. Locke exactly where they needed to be on that outside play. Spin move and takes it to the house for his 4th touchdown rushing on the year.
Strong answer by the Redskins on their first possession. And now Tristan Meyer will be out to attempt the extra point to tie things up. Morgan will hold. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:57 left here in the first quarter, things have evened up at 7 apiece. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Well, the Redskins and Braves have traded punches here on their first 2 possessions. The Redskins putting together a 5-play, 57-yard drive that ended with a 19-yard run by Locke as the ensuing kickoff is returned to the line, and the ball came loose there at the end, but he's going to be ruled down on the field.
And definitely, you're probably going to see all night long. They don't want to kick deep because obviously Maurice Thomas is capable of taking it to the house every single time. So you have a kicker that's got great control. You know, he can kind of put it wherever he wants. They'll take it every time without taking a chance of Thomas going deep.
Well, he opened last week's game with a 78-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Ross. So you're right, the Redskins will avoid that. Thomas here is hit in the backfield and stopped for a loss. He'll be marked down at the 28-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play.
And Thomas Shainline's also got a look at some colleges. Leads the team with, that's his 13th loss, and that's the first negative play offensively for the Talawanda Braves. Coach Vonderheide talked about how he wants to stay on schedule, and that can't happen when you lose yardage on first down.
So the Braves will come to the line on a 2nd down and 12. 3 receivers set. And Scott will work out of the shotgun. He'll have 2 backs back there with him. Man in motion out of the backfield, that's Thomas. Scott rolls out to the right, looking. He lobs it back over to the near side of the field. It's tipped out of the hands of one receiver and ends up in the hands of a different Brave. Hauling it in was Randallett. Out of bounds across the 30 at the 31.
Yeah, Landon Hall had that read all the way. They motioned out Thomas to the other side, decided to throw back the screen. Thomas, and pass was off by a little bit and actually worked out a little bit for Talawanda. They gained about 3 yards, but it's still a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 9. Again, Scott out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side and Thomas in the backfield with him. Now Thomas comes out, goes to the far side. Scott under some pressure, rolling out to the right, fires it deep down the right side, and it will drop out of bounds, incomplete, and 4th down coming up for the Braves.
And they're going to throw a flag there. You know, I think they're thinking about intentional grounding. There might have been a player that's close enough in the area. Again, you see the difference between high school and college and pros, but no, they're going to call that grounding, and that is a big break for the Redskins. And Coach not happy at all. You can see him talking to the official. Thinks that there was a receiver in the area. If I were him, I wouldn't be too disagreeing either. You know, he wasn't very close, but oh well. You know, if that's the interpretation, that's what it is.
Well, that will push the Braves back, and that penalty is going to be marched off all the way back to the 13-yard line.
Well, it's a devastating penalty because it's a spot. Thankfully, Scott wasn't immediately under pressure for being backed, and you know, I thought that was kind of part of the deal as well. But either way, this brings on a punt team, and the Redskins look to get excellent field position.
Well, the first big play of the night goes the Redskins' way. And the kick team out. Punt is away. It's a high kick. It's not very long. It will hit at the Braves' 38-yard line and take a Talawanda roll down to the out to the midfield stripe. So the Redskins will have fantastic field position again to start their second possession.
The long touchdown put together by the Talawanda Braves. The Redskin defense rises to the occasion. 3 and out and sets up their offense with tremendous position. We'll see how Talawanda defense reacts after giving up a drive on the first drive as well.
Obviously, the coaching staff for the Redskins making some good adjustments. After the 37-yard punt, the Redskins will start out at their own 50. At the 50.
It's their own. We'll give it to them.
Yeah, it's Canadian rules tonight. Metz line as the wide receiver to the near side. And Morgan will keep it himself. He gets into Braves territory to the 45, and he'll pick up about 9 yards down to the 41-yard line.
I have a replay of this, but it just kind of found it odd. Center Ethan Saunders, a converted tight end. I never really noticed it before, and I'll see if he does it again. But he is holding the ball in a really unorthodox way on that shotgun snap. He was really holding kind of the point only on the snap, and I'm not sure I've seen it.
So a 2nd down and 1 coming up for the Redskins as they snap off a 9-yard run on first down. Morgan will be under center. John Eaton in the backfield. He'll get the handoff left side. And he bowls his way across the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Eaton perhaps a little bit underappreciated in this off. He's not the home run threat Metz and Locke is, but he definitely does the dirty work between the tackles, and that time showing off his physical running style.
So far the Redskins offense has been clicking, and they are getting into the Braves territory here. Morgan will again work out from under center. Handoff Eaton again, this time to the right, and he fights his way down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And that's great power by that right side of the offensive line. Also, for Eaton himself, you know, the outside 2 guys actually left unblocked, and Luke Croucher was from his rover position, and he hit Eaton about right at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to push forward for a gain of 4.
And the Redskins really packing the offense in after spreading it out a little bit on the opening possession. Here's the handoff, this time Metz. He finds some space across the 25, and he's going to be close to a first down at the 24-yard line.
Now, something you were kind of mentioning that I really like what Wapak does. They keep you on your toes. You know, they're not just going to stay in the wing the entire time. They're not going to stay in the shotgun the entire time, and they're do that at different downs and situations. But here we see this 3rd and short, which generally be under center, but here they are in that shotgun look.
Lottridge, Henderson, and Metz out to the left side, and it is Locke in the backfield with Morgan on his 3rd down and 1.
Always a threat when he's in the backfield.
They will lob it left side, caught by Metz. He will try to get to the outside. It's going to be close as he falls forward.
Yeah, pretty well defended there. Kuhn came up from his free safety position right away when he saw Metz backing up screen. It does appear that they are going to be short, but given the field position there at the 20 line, a no for going for it.
We'll have to wait till the second quarter to see how it plays out. After 1 quarter of play, the Redskins and Braves knotted at 7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Back here at Harmon Field for the start of the second quarter. And in comparison to last Friday night, this is beautiful weather.
That is beautiful where I was.
7-7 as we start the second quarter. And the Redskins will have the ball. It's a 4th down coming up here.
And they got the beef in there. You got Shane Line in there as an extra blocker and tight end.
Eaton and Metz in the backfield. Morgan will hand it off Eaton left side, and he fights his way down to the 20-yard line and picks up the first down.
Yeah, and running behind some with and Fenning and Rankin.
So Eaton, after picking up the first down, exits the field. Morgan will bring the play in from the sideline. Lottridge and Locke back into the game for the Redskins offensively.
And Lottridge, a really good story. A key two-way player for the Redskins. Missed a lot of the injury, and it seems like he's back at about full strength.
This will be Locke going to the right side. He gets down to the 15, cuts it back at the 10, down to the 5, and they're going to call him down at the 1-yard line.
Again, excitement time he touches it. Cameron Locke's got the Red knocking on the door once again, going off on the right-hand side. As we can see on this replay, blocked there by Will Rankin, blocked downfield on the 19-yard carry. Just a little ankle tackle there by Logan Keebler prevented him from 6.
So they bring some meat back out onto the field now as Shane Line in there on the left side. And Morgan will keep it himself, and touchdown. So the Redskins get into the end zone for the second time tonight on a 1-yard plunge by Cody Morgan.
Yeah, and that's his 4th touchdown rushing on the year, and it gives the Redskins their first lead of the night.
Meyer will be out to attempt the extra point. Morgan there with the hold. The kick is up, And the kick is good. 11-11 remaining in the half, and the Redskins now on top by a score of 14-7. You are watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Now the Redskins put together their second scoring drive of the night, a 8-play, 50-yard drive that covered 3 minutes and 49 seconds and ended with a 1-yard dive into the end zone by Cody Morgan. And the kickoff fielded inside the 30-yard line, and dancing out to the 32-yard line is the return man for Talawanda.
Communication right there. Maurice Thomas had kind of figured out that they were trying to kick short him, and he was trying to talk to his teammate about, let me go up there and get it, and he ran up there and his teammate was, I'm going to catch this and return it myself.
You get to touch the ball enough. So Talawanda, after being shut down on their last possession, a drive that was set back in part by a intentional grounding call, they get their third possession of the night. And it'll be Thomas on the first carry. He brings it to the near side, looking for the corner, lost the ball, and it's still loose near the 37-yard line. Let's see who they spotted.
Yeah, they were able to.
Talawanda.
Yeah. Jones able to jump on that for Honda. A rare mistake there by Maurice Thomas, carrying the ball on the inside arm, to have that on the outside arm. Something before that I was going to talk about what really set it up here. We can see on the replay. He's carrying the ball on the inside, and was it Cameron Locke was able to knock the ball away, make him again, and almost came up. But we're really set them back on that drive last time was the first play. It was a play, and it set backwards.
And Thomas here doing a lot of extra work just to pick up a couple of yards. They get up to the 40-yard line.
But because they picked up a 4-yard gain on first down, this is now a 3rd and 3 compared to last possession where they had a negative play on first down, where they had a 3rd and 9. Now you still have your full available to you right here with 3rd and 3.
They put a man in motion out of the backfield, and now flags come down as this play stops before it starts.
I don't know if you the fullback in that situation, number 53, Eric, normally the right tackle, 6'4", 315.
He ought to be able to throw a block. And the call goes against Talawanda, so they will pick up a penalty on that for the second consecutive possession, and that's going to change the perspective here on 3rd down.
It certainly is. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 8. And looking at the statistics, Talawanda is actually a heavily penalized team. They have 65 penalties on the season compared to only has 40 penalties. So that's way too many mistakes, I'm sure, for the Braves for their own liking.
They will bring the 4 receivers to the near side of the field. We saw this once on their opening possession.
Yep, and when they did, they actually went away odds with Thomas.
And they not liking what they see here. Scott takes a timeout. We'll take a break here. Redskins on top 14-7 in the first round of the playoffs here at Harmon Field. You're watching it on Game Face Ohio.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
TSC can save you money. How? TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
Back here in the second quarter, Redskins on top by a score of 14-7, 9:26 remaining in the half. And the Talawanda Braves now on their third possession, Paul. The first two couldn't have been more opposite. They drove down the field on their opening possession, 11 plays, 76 yards, and a touchdown. On their second possession, the Redskins defense really took over.
Yeah, it looks like the Braves really need to avoid the negative play. That in the second drive. Last drive they had no negative plays. This time they had a big low. It was a big time to have a 5-yard penalty, taking a 3rd and 8.
They will have Scott out of the shotgun, and Thomas goes in motion to join 2 receivers on the left side. Pressure, and Scott is popped, stays on his feet for a moment, and then goes down at the 25-yard line.
You know, I really don't teams want to have to pass against this Wapak defense. They got strong, but Thomas Shaneline is just a monster coming on the pass rush. His 6th sack of the year, and then once again a negative play is going to be a punt for the Braves.
And Shaneline using his speed to get around the big man. That was Mincy that he was able to get around to get to the quarterback, Scott. Kick is away, nearly blocked by the Redskins. It'll be fielded by Henderson at the 42. And he takes it back across the 45 to the 47-yard line, and that's where the Redskins will start their next possession. High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by TSC, the telephone service company. Telecommunications, service, and community. TSC. So with 8:39 left in the half, and the Redskins up by a touchdown, they will get their offense back out onto the field.
And a continuing theme, having great field position. This is actually, you know, the 3rd possession started around midfield.
33-yard kick by Talawanda, but still great field position for the Redskins. Morgan will fake the pitch and keep it himself, and he'll get into Braves territory to the 49-yard line.
Nicely designed play right there, going on your key tendency breaker, trying to get teams to flow out on the pitch to Keaton Metz, but you fake it and then try the middle.
That sets something up for later, maybe, Paul. They actually spot that at the 50.
Is that Talawanda's 50 or Wapak 50?
Nobody owns the 50-yard line, Paul. Morgan under center, and he will hand it off. It'll be Metz to the near side. Finds some space down the near sideline across the 40, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And Keaton Metz has had a couple of nice runs already tonight.
And that's what I mentioned up in the pregame show. You can't let Keaton Metz go untouched through the first level of the defense like they did right there. And that was a off-tackle play there you can see from the outside. You know, nice seal there by Loudon. Allowed Metz to get to the outside. A 23-yard gain right there by Metz. And this Braves defense has not shown any signs of on this Redskin attack.
Ball at the 27-yard line, 1st down and 10. Locke lines up wide to the near side. Metz and Henderson to the right. And Morgan will keep it himself. He will get inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. So a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on 1st down.
And again, for a quarterback, a physical type runner. You know, he doesn't have the game-breaking speed that Metz and Locke does. You know, he is a dangerous runner in his own right and does not shy away from contact.
Well, and again, Paul, it's the when they use him as much as his ability, because this Redskin offense has so many different weapons to choose from.
So reading between the lines, you are a fan of Coach Moyer's offensive play selection.
I do like the play selection. To the left side, Morgan tripped up, but he'll get up to the 20-yard line, a couple yards short of the first down.
Wilson, the leading sacker, using all of his 6'4" to be able to trip up Morgan right there.
They actually spotted at the 21. So a 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Redskins. And last week against Shawnee, Morgan didn't have a carry, although he threw the ball very effectively. 6th play of the drive coming up for the Redskins. Handoff, Metz going left side, dives down inside the 20 to the 19. And that will leave the Redskins 2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, and they were in a very similar situation like this a couple drives ago on the other side of the field, actually right before, at the end of the first quarter, and ended up second quarter having a 4th and short just in 20-yard line. Last went off tackle with a power play. They got the same personnel in there, and they ran Eaton. We'll see if they want to run behind that big side of the line. This time they're having that side of the line go to the right.
Henderson on the left side. Morgan under center on the 4th and 1, and a timeout going to be called by Coach Moyer before they run this 4th down play. 5:52 remaining in the half, of the Redskins up by a touchdown. You're watching the playoffs on Game Face Ohio.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Welcome back to Harmon Field. 5:52 remaining second quarter. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler. Paul, you had the week off last week. Good to have you back in the saddle today.
Yeah, thank you for yeah, I know he was waiting for that one.
Yeah,
yeah, great to be back, and couldn't ask for a better atmosphere. You know, for a week 11, you know, tremendous weather, 2 really good teams, and a really big situation right here.
4th and 1, the ball at the 18-yard line. Morgan out of the shotgun, has Eaton back there with him. Low snap, and Morgan under all kinds of pressure. He's going to be dropped for a loss back to the 25, and the Redskins will turn it over on downs.
And Cameron Fox going to be credited with the loss right there. Very big missed opportunity there on the pull snap. You know, we've seen Wapak have a couple of those over the course of the year. The costly one as it results in a turnover, and that's the first stop this Braves defense has had the Wapak offense.
Well, the Redskin defense has really done a good job of responding after that opening possession by the Braves. We'll see how they do here. Thomas will take the handoff, looking through a hole. He goes off the left side and gets up to the 28-yard line, a gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, and Thomas, who ran pretty well on that first drive, has been held in check since. You know, nothing longer than really a 4 carry. That puts him only at 12 yards since the first drop. We know he is a threat to take it to the house, at least against most defenses at any single time. You know, but the Redskins doing a really good job getting contact on him early.
Scott will hand it off to Thomas. He goes off the left side again, and he finds a little bit more space as he gets across the 30, close to the 35-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and short for the Braves, something they haven't had a lot of tonight.
No, and again, that was one of the keys to the game that Coach J.D. Vonderheide talked about. You know, he calls it staying ahead of schedule, and staying ahead of schedule is having this 3rd and shorts. And here's that big lineup again, backfield, I should say. We didn't get a chance to see this because of the penalty last time with Mincy, the 315-pounder. They're set up at fullback.
And he will lead the way for Thomas, who picks up the 1st down to the 40-yard line.
And just a personal observation about Mincy, he might be best coming off the line of scrimmage. He really didn't hit anybody there back position, but he's still a pretty big boy that plays out there all the time. And more importantly for the Braves, they are able to pick up that 1st down.
And the Braves have been stifled offensively on the last couple of possessions. Again, Scott working from the pistol here. It's the pass and hands it off to Thomas, who goes off the left side. And he will find space, picks up about 9 yards to the 49-yard line.
You know, we've had runners over a course, broadcasting primarily here in the Western Buckeye League, but you can definitely see just a little bit of a difference in gear that Maurice Thomas has. You know, he can get to that outside very, very quickly. And obviously, his hometown Miami, Ohio Redhawks are really looking forward to having him next year.
He gets enough for the 1st down on that carry, so they move it to midfield. And we're closing in on 4 minutes to play here in the opening half.
Taking a lot of time. The play clock down to 4.
They put a man in motion, and that's going to allow the play clock to run out. So it'll be a delay of game for Talawanda and push them back onto their own side of the field.
Well, they had to waste a timeout earlier because the play clock was running down, and they just need to have a little bit more of a sense of urgency. They have play clocks set up in both end zones, and, Connor Scott can definitely see those. They have to make sure that, they don't hurt themselves with flags. As I mentioned, they are a heavily penalized team, and you can't be hurting your own self, especially against the stout defense of the Redskins.
Right. That was the 4th penalty of the night on Talawanda. This time they get the play off in time, and Thomas is going to be hit in the backfield and stopped as he gets to the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down and 15 coming up.
Yeah, Colton Brown with the initial hit in the backfield. Still, Thomas is able to scramble up and just get a short right there, but still, 2nd and 14 is not where the Braves want to be.
Paul, you talked about Thomas being a difficult runner to catch and bring down, and it's something Coach Vonderheide said prior to the night's game, is that he's been able to put up these yards despite the fact that every defense is keying on him throughout the game. Ball loose on the field, and it looks like the Redskins have covered it at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, big mistake right there. Thomas puts the ball through the exchange, came loose. Shane Line with his 3rd fumble recovery on the year, and he's got to hit the trifecta. He's got a tackle for loss, a sack, and a fumble recovery as a big turnover able to be converted by the Redskins. So after the turnover on downs, looks like they had something going, a penalty and a fumble, and now the Redskins are set back up in tremendous field position once again.
Not the kind of plays you're going to be able to get away with against this Redskin team if you're hoping to come out of here with a victory.
Well, you just can't hurt yourself. You got to try to execute the best, but, that was an unforced turnover right there. You got to take care of the ball.
Morgan out of the shotgun, lobs it right side, and nice catch by Henderson, who pulls it down at the 35-yard line and picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, Henderson, his 2nd catch on the year. He been the leading receiver most of the year, and he actually led Keaton Metz by 1 catch, and Metz has actually overtaken him in receiving yards. So a couple threats coming to Cody Morgan as the season has come on.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line, so a quick strike there on 1st down gets the Redskins deep into Braves territory.
And Morgan is now 3 for 3 passing, as well as removing the ball on the ground a little bit.
They put Locke wide to the near side. Henderson and Metz inside of him, and Morgan will keep it himself. He finds room to fight inside the 30, brings it to the near side to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown.
Now, Morgan, we don't normally see him, at least I haven't seen him on long, untouched touchdowns like that, but Morgan, maybe taking a little bit personal that, hey, he didn't say I'm explosive, I'll show you. Tremendous job. I was complimenting him for being 3 for 3 passing and making some good physical runs, but that time he hit the cutback and is able to take it in for a big touchdown to put them up 2 scores.
And it takes just 2 plays for the Redskins to cash in on the turnover by Talawanda. Tristan Meyer out there to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it's good. 2:50 remaining in the half, and the Redskins have opened up a 2-touchdown lead. You are watching high school football playoff action on Game Face Ohio.
Minster Bank is celebrating 100 years of serving our local communities.
We are proud of our past and we look forward to a promising future.
Thanks for the opportunity to help our local businesses grow.
Thanks for letting us serve you past banking hours.
Thanks for letting us serve you and getting to know you personally.
Through our private wealth management department, we provide trusted investment advice.
Minster Bank's success and longevity is truly a testament to the communities and the customers that we serve.
Thanks for 100.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Well, the Redskins cash in on a turnover by the Braves on 2 plays. They cover 46 yards in 34 seconds, and a 34-yard run by Cody Morgan gives them a 21-7 lead here in this first round of the playoffs. Kick is away. It goes through the hands of one return man and then is covered at the 15-yard line where the return man was kneeling when he picked up the ball.
You know what? It's a little thing, but I am getting a kick out of the chess match going on here on the kickoffs. Tristan Meyer, who is just a tremendous kicker at only a sophomore, he can pretty much kickoffs wherever he wants. But obviously they're trying to keep the ball away from Maurice Thomas. Maurice Thomas has been cheating over there where he's been kicking it to, so he's just, okay, you're going to be all the way committed to that side of the field. I'm going to kick it to the other side, and I don't think those guys get the ball kicked to them very often.
Thomas will line up behind Scott here on his first down play. He'll take the handoff straight up the middle of the field and a few yards out to the 19.
And something that you just have to credit the Redskin defense so far. Maurice Thomas, as we mentioned, has so many big plays, over 7 touchdowns of 60-plus yards, a 97-yard touchdown run versus Little Miami, and he has not gotten a sniff of a really big play. Now, he's had a lot of really good runs, even some 10, 12-yard runs, but he hasn't had the big chunk where he's gashed this defense yet.
He picks up 4 yards on that first down carry. This time it's going to be Scott, and he finds room up to the 28-yard line and a first down for Talawanda. That looks similar to the play that they fumbled the ball on because they had Jones going across the backfield in motion. This time, however, they hold on to it and pick up a first down. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, pretty critical stretch right here. Things have not gone the Braves' way since that first possession, but if they're able to get into the end zone somehow, they could feel pretty good about themselves where they're at.
Scott keeps it himself. He's up across the 30 to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 6 on first down.
Now, something the Redskins are pretty good at is just maintaining their keys and being where they need to be. There's a little bit of a open, but then when he got to that next level, there were several red jerseys staring at Connor Scott.
Actually, a 7-yard run on first down brings up a second down and 3. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Again, the pistol formation. And it will be Thomas again, up the middle of the field, across the 40, cuts it to the far side. Now back to the center of the field, still on his feet. High stepping it inside the 35-yard line, and he breaks it to the center of the field. 1 man to beat. He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, we just mentioned he hadn't had that big run where he gashed, but he finally had one. And truthfully, it was missed opportunity by the Redskins. They had their hands on him a couple different times. And then this time, Thomas showing a little bit of grit. He said, I'm not just a speed runner. I am tough to get down, as he goes 65 yards for that touchdown. But when he finally got in that open field, you saw that burst that he's one runner, and you can see he's fired up on the sideline.
Well, he did a great job of high stepping through those tackles on the far sideline, and then, as you mentioned, Paul, turning on the Jets. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So with 1:05 remaining in the half, the Redskin lead is back down to 7. And you are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Well, Maurice Thomas showed why he's being recruited by the Division I Miami University as he knocks off a 65-yard run for Thomas to give the Braves their second touchdown of the night. It was a 4-play, 85-yard drive.
And as mentioned, first time he's made, that big run for that big yardage. This time he takes it all the way to the house for the 6 points, but he ran through several different arm tackles, which he seemed to have gone down with earlier in the game. So, showing a lot of grit and a big touchdown to get Talawanda back into the game. Now there's still a decent amount of time left here, 59 seconds with a couple of your timeouts. Good field position. We'll see if the Redskins are able to answer.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for more. Snap, fires it over to the right side where it's caught by Henderson, and he's bounced out of bounds after picking up 7 yards.
Yeah, Henderson, I believe that's his 3rd catch on the game. That keeps Morgan perfect passing, 4 for 4. And again, he is one of the more accurate and efficient quarterbacks in the Western Buckeye League. And also remember, Tristan Myers got a pretty good leg, so it's not just touchdown or bust. If they can get, just another 40 yards, it's realistic for them to get a field goal, which putting them up 2 scores would be huge.
They will get the ball back to start the second half as well. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Again, Morgan in the shotgun on a 2nd down and 3. Back to pass, fires it right side where it's caught by Henderson again, and he'll be shuffled out of bounds at the 36.
Yeah, tight end Jared Smith was wide open right there on the little skinny post, but real comfort level that Morgan has with Henderson, able to go that as they're creeping into field goal position already and just 11 seconds into this drive.
Only 48 seconds remaining. And the Redskins set up 1st down and 10 at the Braves 36 after the 17-yard connection from Morgan to Henderson. He takes the snap again with time, rolls out to the near side. Now shovel pass up to Henderson. to the 30, and he'll go down to 7 yards.
You know, as a Browns fan, I remember Brandon Whedon trying to play like that, not nearly as effectively. But Cody,
I'm sure Morgan would not appreciate the comparison.
But Cody Morgan being a very efficient playmaker, he's been a threat with his legs, and that time with a little shuffle pass, as he will, picks up 9 yards, and they got something going.
Only 37 seconds remaining in the half. High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by G.A. Windsor and Sons, the original recyclers.
Mechanicsburg is leading Minster 14-7.
So right now the ball's at the 27-yard line. The long on the year for field goals for Tristan Meyer was a 35-yarder. For that, they need to get to about the 18-yarder. I think he's got a little bit more range on that. Especially given in this situation, but obviously you still have one more timeout left, 37 seconds. With second and the long one, you have your whole playbook at your disposal. So Coach Meyer can look to, put the ball in the air, put it on the ground, pick up the first down. Basically everything at his disposal right now.
The ball at the 27-yard line for the Redskins as they come out of the huddle. Locke and Henderson will line up wide to the right. Metz the wide out to the near side. And Eaton in the backfield with Morgan out of the shotgun. Fires it left side, and a sliding catch made by Metz inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
And you know what? I kept talking about field goal probably a little bit too much for the Redskins, as they are knocking on the door and might be able to go for 6.
Morgan will spike it. And a flag comes down. We'll see what this is about.
Yeah, I'm not sure they were set.
And officials conferring. Keaton Metz on the receiving end of a 19-yard pass from Cody Morgan.
It looks like they're going to give back 5 of those yards on a penalty.
Well, they had a first and goal at the 8-yard line. It's now back out to the 13. As we take another look at that pass, Morgan to Metz.
And Morgan been very, very efficient. He's now 7 for 7 passing. Been nearly flawless here in this first half.
First and goal from the 13-yard line. 4 receivers for Morgan. He is back to pass, fires it left side. And a diving catch made on the near side by Locke.
Yeah, and the clocks keep going. He was in bounds. It's not a first down. So the Redskins hustling up to the line.
Just 18 seconds left. Now down to 12 as Morgan takes the snap, handoff, Metz, right side, touchdown. And 7 seconds to spare, Paul.
I tell you what, not usually thought of as a quick strike offense, but they got the ball back with pretty good field position with 59 seconds left. And in 52 seconds, they take the ball down systematically, primarily through the air, but they cap it off with their leading scorer, Keaton Metz, pushing the ball into the end zone, and the Redskins answer that big touchdown.
Tristan Meyer out to attempt his 4th extra point of the night. Kick is down, and the kick is up. And good. 7 seconds left in the half. The Redskins now with a 28-14 lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Yeah.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums. Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Wapak, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Well, a 6-play, 60-yard drive by the Redskins in the last minute of the first half sets them up nicely with a 2-touchdown lead with just 7 seconds left.
And Cody Morgan, a perfect 5 for 5 for 63 yards on that drive, and coming up big in a big situation.
Meyer puts the foot into it, and it will be fielded by Thomas. He will bring it back to the far side of the field, still on his feet as he gets to the 30. Now looking back to the center of the field, cuts it up, and he's finally going to be wrapped up and taken down at the 39-yard line. But this guy is fun to watch every time he touches the ball.
He is fun to watch, and I know why Coach Moore doesn't want to kick to him, but for entertainment purposes, I wish he gets more.
28-14, our score at the half. We'll have the halftime show come. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Football playoffs, and we take a look at the scoring summary from the first half, a half where the Redskins took a 28-14 lead into halftime. Here is the opening drive for the Talawanda Braves, and they got things started on the scoreboard with an 11-play, 76-yard drive on their opening possession, capped by this 4-yard Maurice Thomas run. The Redskins answered right back on their opening possession, a 5-play, 57-yard drive, capped by a 19-yard run by Cameron Locke. That was tied at 7 then after 1 quarter of play. Cody Morgan got into the end zone on this 1-yard plunge to end a 8-play, 50-yard drive for the Redskins to give them a 14-7 lead. And then Morgan ripped off this 34-yard run with 2:50 remaining in the second quarter to give the Redskins a 21-7 lead. It was then time for Maurice Thomas to show off some of his moves, and he did it with this 65-yard run that got the Braves back into the end zone for the second time tonight, his second touchdown on the evening, as he showed off the speed and agility that takes him to a Division I college. Then the Redskins able to utilize the final 59 seconds of the first half and get into the end zone again on that 2-yard Keaton Metz run, capping a 6-play, 60-yard drive that covered 52 seconds and gave the Redskins a 2-touchdown lead as we went to the break, 28-14. And at halftime here, we're joined by head basketball coach of the Wapakoneta Redskins, Coach Doug Selvey. And Coach, hard to believe that basketball season is right around the corner, but you're staring down the schedule here. In about a month, you guys start.
Yeah, it's faster than I thought it would. You know, anytime that football's coming to an end, or in some cases, I guess for some teams, it's still going on for a while. You know, we're kind of in the prep for the season to get started here. So.
Now, the playoffs does affect your guys' schedule going forward, not only from your roster standpoint, but your actual schedule.
Yeah, we had about, you know, our first practice day, we had about 15 kids. Probably about half that's playing football right now, which is, you know, you can't be mad about that. You know, anytime kids are having success, it can only help out your program, the school environment. Helps everything as a whole. So, you know, we'll have a couple games maybe pushed back here and maybe a little bit of a later start. But like I said, that's a good thing. You know, you can't be mad about that. You can't be disappointed about that. And I'm just happy. I'm glad to see the kids having some kind of success.
Well, now, I know you just had your first practice today, but looking at the team going forward, what do you see as the strengths for this team?
I got to say experience. You know, we got about 7 guys back from last year that at least at one point during the season started. And that's big for us. We haven't had that in the past, I don't think, for a while. And for us to have that many kids back with that much experience, you know, you can't substitute game minutes, you know, live game varsity minutes. And I think the kids have done a really good job of over the summer of bettering their abilities, you know, bettering themselves as basketball players and athletes. You know, basketball is only going to improve you for other sports as well. So I'd say strengths has got to be an experience. You know, in another year, anytime you're a new coach going to a new system, you really try to get the kids to buy in, and that's always something that you strive for. And when they've got a year under their belts of your program, it can only help in the future.
On the other side of that, what are the things that, looking back at last season, that you want to improve on?
I'd say, you know, just improving our ability of executing offensively and defensively, making sure we're in the right position, executing the offense, executing sets, a lot of execution. You know, I thought last year one thing that we had was our program as a whole, you know, not trying to go back too much here, but going back to strengths would have been, you know, our program, our whole program as its entirety. You know, the youth program's getting better, really building on that. But I want to build on that more. You know, that's something that I think that we can improve on from last year as well, and just continue to have the kids in the gym getting better, working on their skills. So.
Now, Coach, you're from the Mount Gilead area. You're a native of that area. Can you kind of compare and contrast the sports atmosphere where you're from to what goes on here in Northwest Ohio?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think anything can compare to high school sports. I've always told the kids, I go, there's nothing better than that. You're playing for your hometown. You know, even when you go to college, it's still exciting, but you're still not playing in front of your hometown. And I think the comparison here is how much the people here show up. I mean, this is unbelievable for a playoff game. You know, this atmosphere in itself. And when I was a kid, I was actually in college, and the girls were in the state championship game, and I remember watching that on TV and seeing how filled the stands were. I think it was like one of the highest amounts of fans to ever be at a game. So my hometown, I'm sure they would have shown up, but not like this. This is quite impressive. And you know, you see people around town, and they always ask you, how's the basketball team going to be here? And you go, hey, we're going to be better. We're on the rise. Definitely on the rise.
Great. Well, hey, Coach, we appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to visit with us, and we want to wish you good luck. We'll see you down the road as basketball gets started.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Boys high school basketball head coach Doug Selby joining us here at halftime in round 1 of the playoffs. The Redskins with a 28-14 lead over the Braves here at the half. We'll be back with more of the halftime report after this break. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money. How? TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Redskins with a 28-14 lead here at halftime at Harmon Field. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler. And Paul, let's take a look at first half statistics as we sit here at the break.
Yeah, you actually had a lot of offense going on in that first half. As you can see right here, the Redskins have an advantage over total yards, but the Braves on the legs of Maurice Thomas actually kind of inched up there with the rushing yards total. Both teams have been very efficient passing, but a really big turnover there for the Braves is a big key as well. Going over to the individual stats, Maurice Thomas has 144 yards, 18 carries and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Connor Scott has 24 yards and 6 carries, and he's a perfect 2 for 2 for 18 yards passing so far. Over to Wapak. Rushing, is actually led by Cody Morgan, the quarterback, who's had a perfect first half passing the ball as well. He was 8 for 8 passing for 83 yards. On that last drive, he was a perfect 5 for 5. He's also got 2 on the ground, as I mentioned, on that 54 yards rushing. Cameron Locke has 48 yards and a touchdown. Metz has 40 yards and a touchdown. And John Eaton also has 16 yards.
Well, as always here at halftime, it's we step into Sadler's schoolhouse and we get a little bit of a lesson on what we saw in the first half. And tonight, a double session.
Well, you had the substitute in the Sadler Schoolhouse last week, so we wanted to make sure that we do something special here for the playoffs. We're going to break down Cameron Locke's first touchdown run right here. This is a play that they kind of had to go into and move him. You see the blocking down there by the right-hand side. If we kind of move that back, guys, you had Fenning and Rankin really collapsing down, and Jared Smith, the tight end, really collapsing it. Loudon with a kickoff block. Crawford pulled up, and then a nice spin move there by Locke to be able to get into the end zone. A tremendously executed team play there that got the Redskins on the board for the first down. Our second one here is looking at more Maurice Thomas's touchdown run here, and just how many tackles he evades. He actually had 3 Redskins there diving at him to there begin. Looks like he's surrounded again, has 2 guys that he breaks through the arm tackles right there, has 2 more people there with Morgan. Looks like he had him dead to rights, but he just keeps his legs a-pumping. And now he finally sees some opening on the cutback, and now he's got a chance to show off that world-class speed to cap off that 65-yard touchdown run.
Well, the Redskins were able to stop the Braves on a couple of situations in the first half and then took advantage of a Braves turnover, but tightly contested first half overall.
Yes, and that was a big touchdown. If it was still a 1-touchdown game for the Redskins, you know, I think the Braves would feel a lot more comfortable being down 2 scores with the Redskins getting the ball first. You know, there's a little bit of pressure on that defense.
Well, we'll see Coach Moyer's offense when we come back, as the Redskins will start the second half with the ball. And we'll be back with more high school football after this. You're watching it on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think G.A. Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because G.A. Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, G.A. Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange G.A. Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Back here at Harmon Field for the start of the second half, the Redskins with a 28-14 lead, and they will have the ball to start this second half as they won the toss and elected to defer.
And so far, Dan, you know, it's looked like the Braves really can't stop this Wapak offense. At least they haven't yet. You know, they've scored a single possession with the exception of the one time on the 4th and 1 where they had the bad snap. And, you know, that's a lot of the Redskins stopping themselves. So, you know, if the Braves, they're talented enough offensively to be able to compete in this game. However, their defense has to step up and get a stop if they have any hopes in continuing their season. The winner of this game plays the winner of Tippecanoe and Kenton Ridge, which coincidentally enough, those 2 Central Buckeye Conference rivals played last week already, and that game was won by Kenton Ridge 19-16 at Tippecanoe. But we just got word here from our stat guy AJ Lisi that looks like Tippecanoe is up big at halftime.
That ball skips across the ground, picked up by Keaton Metz at the 25, and he'll fall forward to the 30. And that's where the Redskins will bring their offense back out onto the field.
And I may be wrong, but I believe this is the worst starting field position of the game for the Redskins.
You're getting a thumbs up from statistician A.J. Lisi, and he doesn't hand those out to just anybody.
No, and I know that's tough for people to see. They don't have this camera at the booth, but you know, I feel very, very happy to get that seal of approval.
So the opening possession of the second half for the Redskins, and Morgan will be under center. Metz and Eaton in the backfield. It'll be Metz to the near side, and he'll pick up a couple across the 30 to the 33-yard line. It will be interesting to see, Paul, what Talawanda does differently defensively here in this second half, because the Redskins were able to make adjustments from possession 1 to possession 2. Talawanda not able to do that right away.
No, you know, they kind of keep them off balance. You know, they're going back with the 2 different packages between, you know, the wing T traditional to, you know, the shotgun type offense.
This time Metz lines up wide to the near side, and Locke wide to the far side. Morgan will keep it himself, and he goes to the left, and a flag comes down as he goes down, and the ball comes loose. Looks like it was covered by the Redskins on the far side of the field, near the 44-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is about.
Yeah, Quinn Lockridge was able to fall on that loose ball, which could, you know, eliminate disaster for the Redskins, although I do think this play is coming back anyway. Also, the play started off kind of poorly with another low snap. Again,
that's a problem the Redskins have struggled with all season long. Very nearly cost them a game against OG.
Yeah, and Saunders, who's done a fine job at center, you know, I don't know if he's been doing that type of technique on snapping the ball where he's holding the point, but every time they've gone shotgun, he's holding just the point of the ball, and an orthodox way of snapping the ball. I don't know before.
Well, I'm certain that snapping has gotten some attention during practice. 3 receivers out to the right side. It's Locke, Henderson, and Metz. And Morgan in the shotgun. He puts Metz in motion across the backfield. He will step up and run it himself. Across the 30, cuts to the near side, 35. And down at the 36-yard line is Morgan. Nice pickup on second down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, and Fenning got away with a little bit of a hold right there, and anytime you kind of see the hands come up, you might see it here on this replay, and it's right about there. I think Fenning, yeah, he's kind of got away with the hold right there, and then he put his hands up like I didn't do it to Carson Johnson, but you know, the flag wasn't thrown there, and they got a big chunk of that yardage back. Get a 3rd and 4. Good camera work there to be able to show that.
Locke and Henderson line up wide to the left. Metz in motion across the backfield to join them. Morgan back to pass, fires it left side, and that one slapped away on a good defensive play by Mason Kuhn.
Yeah, and Coach Vonderheide excited on the sidelines because that's the first real stop this defense has given to this Wapak offense. So they get a chance to see the punt team for the first time for the Redskins, and this will be only the 13th time all season that Cameron Locke has punted for the Redskins.
Well, the Redskins have not been productive on 3rd down, now 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Locke will stand at his own 24-yard line, puts the foot into it, and Kuhn, who made the defensive play, that set up this punt, back to return it, but he'll let it hit, and it'll roll dead at the 32 line.
Okay, and this turn of events really magnifies what happened at the end of the first half. You know, if there was still a 1-touchdown game, and there's a flag on the field, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but if it's still a 1-touchdown game, to get that 3 and out and then get the ball immediately back, then it's going to be what's that, illegal block on the Braves, which is unfortunate that you would hold when you didn't even field the punt.
Well, that official's standing facing the wrong way, and straighten that out.
So that's going to really hurt the field position with that 10-yard penalty, not fielding the punt.
So the ball at the 22-yard line for Talawanda as they get their first possession of this second half. And obviously they did make some defensive adjustments because they're able to take Wapak's offense off the field for the first time tonight. Scott out of the shotgun, has the back on each hip. Takes the snap, handoff, Thomas, and he'll get across the 25 to the 26-yard line and pick up a 3 on the play.
You know, if I'm the Redskins, I feel a lot better about seeing number 21 coming at me between the guards as opposed to outside.
It's kind of surprising, Paul. They haven't thrown to him at all. You know, they've put him in motion out in, to position to be a receiver. But really, the only way they've given him the ball is in the handoff.
You know, he only has 7 catches for the year, but he's got a nice ratio. 7 of those out of those 7 catches, 5 of them are for touchdowns.
Scott will keep it himself, cuts it back, and he'll get to the 30-yard line. That'll leave 50 yards shy, first down.
And Talawanda, not a big throwing team to begin with. Connor Scott has 1,000 yards passing, 1,084, but he's only put it up in the air twice tonight.
Well, that's 2 times more than he had completions last week, so he will work with 3 backs with him in the backfield, and a lot of red jerseys near the line. Down. And it's intercepted by Huffman. He goes to the far sideline to the 25. Down there to the 10. Cuts it back. Touchdown. Aaron Huffman comes up with the interception over the center of the field and takes it all the way back to the house.
And they were trying the little play action pass, a little pop pass, if you will, to Jacob Arona, and he just didn't get enough on it. Huffman rotates over from his free safety position and takes it up to the sideline. The athletic, lanky junior is able to take it to the house. Had nice blocking by his teammates. On Cameron Locke right there with tremendous blocks, and the pick 6 has really turned this momentum back in the favor of the Redskins.
Tristan Myers' extra point is up and good, and so with 8:30 remaining third quarter, the Redskins now with a 35-14 lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Well, a big interception returned for a touchdown by Aaron Huffman, 35 yards on the return, gives the Redskins another touchdown, and they now lead 35-14 as Meyer puts the foot into it here. This one will be fielded at the 21, up to the 30, and wrestled down to the 33-yard line, the return man for Talawanda. And they have really done a good job of keeping that ball away from Thomas on the kickoffs. High school football on Game Face Ohio brought to you in part by the Minster Bank. Financial solutions for a lifetime. They are now celebrating 100 years with branch locations in St. Mary's, Wapakoneta, Minster, New Bremen, Sydney, and Troy. Second possession of the second half for Talawanda. And a high snap, and the ball is loose, and Maurice Thomas will dive on it at the 31-yard line.
So a little bit of adversity coming here with with Talawanda after the pick six, getting a little bit loose with the football again, results in a negative play. And Coach Vonderheide, really needs to get his team to kind of settle down. They are an explosive team, capable of putting up a lot of points, although they're going against a very stingy defense here from the Redskins. But obviously, being down 3 touchdowns, you're going to need some positive things to happen for you pretty quickly.
Scott will work out of the shotgun, a back on each hip and a wide receiver to each side. He puts a man in motion out of the backfield. Back to pass, fires it right side where it's caught by Jones, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
An underrated aspect to this tough defense is the back play for the Redskins. They are some of the surest tacklers that I've seen. Cody, very rarely is unable to take down a ball carrier with any help. He needs he kind of does it by himself. And you've seen a lot of talent. We talked about Cameron Locke a lot. You got Quinn Lottridge is a very good player, and Aaron Huffman, who had the pick six, isn't even out there right now. They got so many guys that they can play back there.
Scott fakes the handoff, then lobs it out to the near side where it goes off the hands of his intended receiver, and that was Wenzel, but incomplete. And they're on 2 consecutive plays. They don't go to their big playmaker, Thomas. 4th down coming up here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many more opportunities you're really realistically going to get this defense, especially when you're down 21 already.
And a mishandled snap, but the kick is away. And the Redskins going to let that one hit. They will take a Redskin hop and down at the 34-yard line. And now, Redskins really in control. They can do whatever they want offensively.
And that's pretty much what they've been doing. With the exception of the first drive of this half, they've scored every time they've touched it, except for that 4th down conversion where they had the fumbled snap. So, the Braves defense, is in desperate sorts of trying to be able to get some sort of stop against this Redskin offense.
Well, after the 28-yard punt, the Redskins set up for a 1st down. Eaton in the backfield. And Morgan going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Well, maybe right at the line of scrimmage. Not much there from Morgan on that play.
Yeah, second time we saw that play, and this time defensive end Andrew Wilson was not fooled at all. They'll give him about 1 on that play.
So 2nd down and 9 coming up. And with good reason, the Redskins not in a big hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Locke will line up to the left side as Morgan goes under center. And the handoff will go to Metz. Following blockers, he goes down the right side, and he's going to pick up a 1st down to the 45. And he's upset because he got tripped up there at about the 40, and he saw a lot of green in front of him.
He just lost his footing. Otherwise, he might have still been running. But he did a really good job, as you said, feeling his blockers. Andrew Loudon, the smallest of the offensive linemen, the only one underneath 200 pounds, does a really, really good job as almost like their designated puller. And, he's done a good job of kicking out the defensive end and allowing the guys to cut up inside his block.
Eaton and Metz in the backfield behind Morgan on a 1st down and 10. And the handoff will go to Henderson. He brings it to the near side. He goes across midfield and powers his way up to the 46-yard line. Now they'll give him the 45. It'll be another 1st down for the Redskins.
As I mentioned before, you have a totally different approach to offense, where Talawanda has just a dynamic one playmaker, but Wapak, is it going to be Morgan? Is it going to be Matt? Is it going to be Locke? Is it going to be Henderson? Eaton can make some plays. They really have a lot of different weapons at any different time that can make a big play.
1st down and 10, and Morgan will hand it off. And Metz brings it to the near side to the 35, and he's hit from behind and brought down after picking up the 1st down at the 33.
Yeah, and a really nice job again with kind of a seal block by Loudon and Wapak approaching the 200-yard barrier, just rushing. And actually, I think that might have put them over. Yep, 208 yards now as our statistician / part-time announcer, A.J. Lisi.
And substitute teacher, that's right. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Morgan on a first down is under center, trying to draw Talawanda offsides with a hard count. Now looks to the sideline. And it looks like the Redskins are going to take a timeout here. 35-14, the Redskins with the lead. Third quarter. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Coming out of the timeout by the Redskins. They are set up first down and 10 at the Braves 33-yard line. And an opportunity here, Paul, to really put this thing away with this possession.
And mentioning the Braves trying to, make a stand, and that they're full strength. They're missing their leading receiver who has a knee injury, and then their players so but this is going to be, and it's part of the game, unfortunately.
Eaton with another strong run off the right side, gets it down to the 27-yard line. 6-yard pickup on first down. And we've seen Eaton really lower the shoulders tonight and run straight ahead. Here's the handoff to Metz. He will try to find the corner, and he gets up to the 25-yard line, leaving him a couple yards short of the first down.
That was one of the better examples of swarming to the football that I've seen out of this defense. Did a really good job of by. That's kind of what you have to do. Metz can run somewhat physically, but he definitely wants to be able to find that open spot and explode through the hole when he can.
Mm-hmm. So the Redskins faced with a third down now. It's a third down and short, but they are 0 for 3 on third down. Metz wide to the near side right, Lottridge to the far side, and the handoff will go to Locke. He brings it to the near side, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and knocked out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
He just has that little extra hesitation gear, kind of scissor kicks it in midair, and then he puts it into another gear and explodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first third down conversion of the game for the Redskins, as you mentioned. But the one thing that, I kind of found interesting, that it's only their 4th third down that they've had total.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done a really good job of first and second down to avoid third down. But there you see Locke just, with a tremendous, another big play. And just as you mentioned before, just when the Redskins seem to need it.
Just inside. And goal. Morgan under center. Handoff. John Eaton right side. Powers his way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, there's a lot of time left on the clock. I think the clock is now kind of running down on the Braves season, as these touchdowns are just mounting up for the Redskins. Eaton pushes in for the 9th touchdown of his season on the ground.
So the Redskins get into the end zone for the second time here in this third quarter. And they were working with a 2-touchdown lead to start this third quarter. Hold is down for Tristan Meyer, who is perfect on the night and gives the Redskins a 42-14 lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
The Wapakoneta Daily News, bringing you local news and more since 1905. With subscriptions starting at just 35 cents a day, the Wapakoneta Daily News is Wapak's source for timely local coverage of news, sports, classifieds, entertainment, and more. The Wapakoneta Daily News. Subscribe online today.
Back here for the kickoff following the 5-yard touchdown run by John Eaton, an 8-play, 66-yard scoring drive for the Reds.
And for balance, how about this? 4 different Redskins touchdowns and these total yards. 67, 9.
Those numbers are all close together, Paul.
They are. That's balance.
That ball's going to hit, and it'll be scooped up inside the 20-yard line. Kuhn is going to be pushed backwards and finally pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
On kickoffs is just thoroughly entertaining. I just love that Thomas is going to different places every single time, trying to guess where the Redskins are going to kick. And, you know, Tristan Meyer just is being predetermined, or if he's just seeing where he's not. But tremendous job of getting it. And this is by far the best coverage and result for the Redskins coverage team on the kickoff.
Well, Myers had a fantastic season from beginning to end. Here is Thomas trying to find the corner. Gets across the 15, has the 20 to the 25 to the 30, cuts it back to the center of the field, off balance a little bit, and knocked down at the 37-yard line. Boy, he really can find another gear.
A few times where he kind of came off clean off the line of scrimmage, and you know, he shows his athletic burst that he does have. That was the second best run of the night, Thomas.
The 24-yard run by Thomas sets up this first down, and he will take the ball again. And to the right side, to the 40, to the 42-yard line. And another nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, this game has seemed to get away from the a little bit. They're down 28. You know, they're going to have a really tough time with 14 minutes left in this game to make up a 4-touchdown deficit.
Scott will work out of the pistol with a receiver to each side and a man in motion across the backfield. Hand off to Thomas, who's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss.
Jacob Hartman right there, his 7th tackle for loss on the game, and one of the rare times where you got into Maurice Thomas in the backfield and was able to just hold on for dear life and was able to take him down with one leg.
Now under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And the Braves facing a 3rd down and long. They are just 2 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They come out with a 4-receiver set, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side, and they put Thomas in motion to join those 3 receivers. Scott back to pass, has some time. Now under pressure, a flag comes down as he fires it over to the right side where it's caught at about the 41 by Thomas, and he will fight toward the first down marker but knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and we'll see what the flag is about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be on the offense by Talawanda. it would be short of the call on the Redskins.
Interesting. We'll see it. He pointed toward the Redskins. We'll see what the call is here.
Well, it was a long pass. All of it would have been short of the first down, 3 yards, but yeah, they're calling that on the Redskins. So I'm not sure what the call was. Hands to the safe, hands to the face.
Personal foul, 35 offense, hands to the face, 15 yards added to the end of the run, first down.
Hands to the face. Thomas Shane line. Didn't really see that live, but they're on the other side for us. Beneficial call there for the Braves, as that gives them a first down now in Redskin territory.
Ball at the 40-yard line. And again, Scott working out of the shotgun. He has Thomas back there with him and a receiver on each side to choose from. Puts him in motion and then keeps it himself. And he will dive forward to about the 37-yard line.
Sure. I think we have a replay perhaps to see that 15-yard penalty, which is pretty big in terms for this drive. We'll look at 67's head right here on the replay. You see Shane Line kind of pushing that head back. And, you know, that's the kind of part we can see. So definitely his hand must have been up in that face mask to push it back like that. That is definitely a penalty.
Clock moving with 35 seconds left in the third quarter. And Scott again in the pistol. He puts Johnson in motion across the backfield and hands off to Thomas. No fake handoff, and he'll throw it down the center of the field, and he overthrows his intended receiver Jones, who was at the 5-yard line. Unfortunately for Talawanda, the ball landed about 3 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, but he was double covered, including Drew Voll was back there. Another one of the standout defensive backs for the Redskins. And again, they just have a treasure trove of talent in the backfield.
Very nice.
Defensive backfield.
Third down and 7 now. Just 21 seconds left in this third quarter. And the treasure trove gets a thumbs up. 3 receivers to the right. That's Kuhn in there, who has played most of the night at linebacker, and Scott is going to keep it himself. He'll fall down as he gets to the 32-yard line, which is short of the first down.
And I think he must be coached to get down, but unfortunately for him, that situation, by going down right there, you know, he is prevented from picking up the first down. That's going to bring up a 4th and 2.
And we've seen him run well enough. It looked like he had some open space to the left, but goes to the turf with 2 seconds left in the third quarter, and those seconds will tick off as the third quarter comes to a close. The Redskins in control here, 42-14. We'll be back with the final frame. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter at Harmon Field. And the Redskins leading 42-14. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler. And the opening round of the high school football playoffs is 3/4 of the way finished. And a good start to the playoffs for the Redskins.
And the Redskins looking to continue their historic season. Wapakoneta team has never won 11 games in a football season, and it looks like they're going to pull off that feat tonight and win the third playoff game.
They're well on their way. That snap mishandled by Scott, and he'll have to down it at the 35-yard line. A flag comes in late, and we'll see what that's about. But right now, a turnover on downs for Talawanda.
Rankin and Mincy kind of butted heads right there. It was after the play, so I'm not exactly sure if that's going to affect possession, but kind of some weird symmetry going on. The first play of the second quarter, the Redskins had a fourth down and had a bad snap. Now the first play in the fourth quarter, the Braves turned that favor with a bad snap. It appears they're going to take over regardless of the penalties.
We await the signal from the officials, but it looks like it's going to go against Talawanda, and it is a big one. It will march them back to their own side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration. We saw them. Mincy kind of give him a little more with the head. And Rankin right there. So some frustration. Talawanda has a very successful, as mentioned, 2 years ago, they had one win in 2 seasons. Coach Vonderheit in his first season, goes 4-6 last season, and then all of a sudden goes 7-3, second place in the conference, third playoff appearance in school history. And you've had a lot of success. You've beat another playoff team in Western for the playoffs in Division 2. 3 of your other losses have no teams, kind of including that for tonight already. But they've also lost to undefeated Kings at Mount Healthy. This is the 3-0 team that they've played on their schedule. They played a good schedule, but something dramatic happens. It looks like here in
Yeah, their conference, the Southwest Ohio Conference, is pretty stacked. They had, what did you say, 4 out of 7 teams qualify for the playoffs?
Correct, and 3 of those other teams are all in Division 2, so the division up higher. Than
Morgan going to be pressured and dropped for a loss back on the Redskins side of the 50-yard line at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, nice play there by Sam Westbyer. Brings up a rare negative play there for Cody Morgan on the tackle. But a very successful season regardless for the Braves, but the Redskins appear to be looking on for bigger and brighter things and heading into the second round for only the 3rd time in school history.
Loutridge and Metz line up wide to the left. Morgan out of the shotgun. And it will be locked right up the center of the field. And he is going to be hit, spun down, still on his feet now, and finally wrestled down at the 26-yard line. Well, he took a pretty good pop at the 40, and it looked like that run was going to stop, but Cameron Locke continued to move.
I want to see a game where Maurice Thomas and Cameron Locke just carry the ball all the time because they are so fun to watch. Cameron Locke right here usually does not run through the middle, kind of a trend breaker right there. Goes through untouched, but through a lot of different people, but showing some toughness, carrying defenders with a lot of yards after contact right there for a 28-yard rush. And, we'll check right here for his individual total yardage here in a second when it's convenient for our statistician.
Morgan will be under center, and he will hand off to Metz, who brings it to the near side of the field, and he's going to be spun down at the 20-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Nice run by Keaton Metz. High school football on Game Face Ohio, brought to you in part by Owen Kitchen and Bath. For all of your kitchen and bath projects, call Owen Kitchen and Bath, featuring cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't. So 9.5 minutes remaining in this one. And the time winding down on the Talawanda Braves.
You just got to be patient. He'll deliver. Cameron Locke at 96 yards rushing for the game now.
And the run up the middle, John Eaton will get it down to the 16-yard line. It'll be close to a first down.
And every one of the 5 runners for the Redskins have really shown a capability of running after contact. You know, it's a lot of toughness that we've seen entrenched into these football players.
Well, spot this one just shy of the first down, so it's 3rd and 1. More like 3rd and inches here. Redskins trying to pick up their 19th first down, and Morgan will do that as he dives off the left side for the first down. Well, this Redskin defense has been impressive all season long, and although they gave up more than their average number of points tonight, they have really showed some toughness after an opening drive where the Talawanda Braves went right down the field on 11 plays and into the end zone. The Redskins responded and have held the Braves to just 1 score after that. Here is Metz, and he's going to find the end zone off the left side.
And that's Metz's 2nd touchdown of the game. And if it wasn't before, you know, it looks like this game is going to be over now as the Redskins really piling up the points now. And Dan, I believe this is the highest point total of the season for the Redskins. I will double check on that. Yeah, their highest prior to was 42-point outburst versus Van Wert. So if you want to talk about peaking at the right time, the Redskins with the largest offensive outburst of the season.
Tristan Meyer puts the extra point through. And the Redskins in control here with 8:13 left in this game. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge Bundle Plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge Bundle Plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Tristan Meyer tees it up to kick it away after a 6-play, 64-yard touchdown drive by the Redskins to give them a 48-14 lead. Keaton Metz getting into the end zone on a 13-yard run for the touchdown. And this ball is going to go out of bounds on the far sideline. It looked like there might have been one of the Braves touched that ball before it went out of bounds, but the official who was right over there in position to see that.
Well, he dove after it. Whether he actually got contact with it inbounds, I'm not certain. But again,
that's an interesting decision in itself.
The cat and mouse continues as one of my favorite plays gets to happen again as Talawanda opts to have a re-kick, which I think more teams should do when the ball goes out of bounds. I think they should make him kick it again. So they're going to move him back 5 yards, and we'll see cat and mouse wise where's the ball going to be kicked again this time. You know, I've located Maurice Thomas. He's kind of hiding out in the middle. He might relocate by the time the ball goes down.
Right.
Exciting times, Dan.
Yeah. He's standing directly behind Kuhn at the 27-yard line, now inching over to the left side. Meyer is ready to kick it away. And this time boots it deep and away from Thomas, but he will get over there to scoop it at the 20-yard line. Brings it back to the center of the field. He's got room, takes it to the far side, to the 40, to the 45, to midfield, and then he'll step out of bounds at the 45-yard line on the Redskins side of the field. And you can see, Paul, why they have spent so much time kicking it away from him.
Well, the one bad thing about scoring 7 touchdowns is you're going to kick off a lot. And, you know, out of 8 kickoffs.
It's a good problem to have.
Yes, out of 8 kickoffs, he's actually touched the ball twice. So, you know, that's a pretty good percentage. But, you know, for this game not being that close at this stage in the game, it's sure been exciting.
Well, Scott will work out of the out of the pistol with a receiver to each side on a 1st down and 10 from the Redskin 45-yard line. And here is Thomas. And he takes a hit. Cockrell will finally knock him down at the 45-yard line.
Here we see the local playoff schedule. Again, Cincinnati Harrison, a member of the same conference here as Talawanda, playing Lima Senior. Kenton, another WBL school. The only other one playing Port Clinton. A couple NWC matchups, a couple MAC matchups, as you can see there, as several area teams extending their season.
And Scott will fire it out to the near side where it is caught. And a big hit absorbed at the 41-yard line by the receiver, Randlett.
And I think that was Adam Henderson who delivered the big hit. You know, Henderson is a big playmaker who we haven't really said his name a whole lot tonight. Again, he plays both ways. We've seen him make plays, and here we can see the replay again. Only unfortunately just get the tail end of that. A lot of Redskins there, but it was Henderson delivering the brunt of that hit.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 as they spot it up to the 40-yard line. Johnson in motion out of the backfield. Thomas will take the handoff left side. He gets hit as he gets across the 40 to the 38, and he'll go down at the 37-yard line, 2 yards short of the 1st down. At this stage of the game, it looks like the winner of this game will be taking on Tippecanoe in the 2nd round.
And Tippecanoe's been a perennial playoff team. You know, I remember them matching up with St. Mary's a couple different times in the last decade.
Scott again in the pistol. And they'll pitch it to Thomas coming to the near side on 4th down. He will find an edge to pick up the 1st down to the 33-yard line.
And here's the Region 10 playoff matchups where we're going to kind of declare election night style. Wapak as with returns in as the winner. Trotwood seems to be looking to advance as well. Remember the matchups the way that worked out. Wapak is the #1 seed, plays the winner of the 4-5 matchup, which, as we mentioned, Tippecanoe appears to be that team.
How many precincts have reported, Paul?
Well, it looks like we're at least 85% of the way in with the precincts, Dan.
Scott fires it out left side where it's caught, and Jones will pick up 8 yards down to the 25-yard line.
And we looked at those Friday night local ones. These are tomorrow night, including one that's close to me and Dan's heart, our alma mater, sneaking in at 4 and 6. So the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays going to head to Arlington, as well as some heavy favorites in the MAC. Coldwater looking to repeat. Marion local having a string of state championships themselves. I'm not sure how much competition they're going to have in D7 this year.
Well, the penalty on that play is going to negate a nice pass and catch. One of the few nice completions tonight for Scott, and backs them up to the 44-yard line. And a timeout is going to be taken. And it is going to be taken by Talawanda with 3:25 left in this game. We'll take a break here. When we come back, the final moments of this playoff game. The Redskins on top by a score of 49-14. And you are watching high school football on Game Pigs Ohio.
Minster Bank is celebrating 100 years of serving our local communities.
We are proud of our past and we look forward to a promising future.
Thanks for the opportunity to help our local businesses grow.
Thanks for letting us serve you past banking hours.
Thanks for letting us serve you and getting to know you personally.
Through our private wealth management department, we provide trusted investment advice.
Minster Bank's success and longevity is truly a testament to the communities and the customers that we serve.
Thanks for 100.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Just 3 minutes and 25 seconds separate the Redskins from their 11th win of the season. And before we go any further, we want to we'll work it in after this play as Talawanda gets to the line of scrimmage with 5 receivers. And Scott with time fires it out to the near side, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line by Jared Cockrell.
Just one more icing on the cake play there by the defense. Jared Cockrell, again, had the thumb injury from a couple weeks ago with his first interception of the year off the tip pass.
Well, he looks sure-handed there.
See, it looks like Corey Crawford had the big tip right there on the offensive line. And then nice job by Cockrell corralling it in and giving this Redskin offense the ball. And it looks like it's going to be their JV offense.
Well, that should pretty much seal it for the Redskins.
As you see in that quarterback, Aaron Huffman, he who had the pick 6 that really pretty much canceled any chance of Talawanda coming back in this game.
Yeah, that made it a 3-touchdown lead for the Redskins at that point. And we want to thank Astro Lanes. They have provided us with pregame pizza throughout the season. And I don't know about you, Paul, but I thought the pizza tonight was playoff pizza. It was a little bit better than what we've had all season long. I didn't even think it could get better.
Everybody needs to step up their game come playoff time. And, whether that is, the Wapakoneta Redskins picking up their game offensively, defensively, special teams. But most importantly, it comes down to the pregame pizza.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Dynamite segue, by the way.
Yes. So something else we want to look at here is the AP poll, as we see the Redskins getting some love around the state, up to 3rd in the state in the AP poll, and a couple first place votes. Hubbard wins the mythical AP state title. However, there's a lot of teams out there to look out for, including within Region 10. You do have Trotwood Madison and Toledo Central Catholic's another strong team to look out for.
Handoff here to Lyles, and he's going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 11 for the Redskins.
And the Braves going to exhaust all their timeouts, looking to get one more opportunity to get the ball back for their offense. And again, this is the 3rd straight week we've seen the Redskins, putting a team away enough to where they can put their youngsters in and get some valuable experience, in this case, the playoff lights.
High school football on Game Face Ohio is brought to you in part by Stolly Insurance, Ohio's leading insurance agency, looking out for you since 1904.
So the Redskins, as we mentioned, this is only their 7th appearance all time in the playoffs. They only have a 2-6 record. This would be their 3rd overall playoff victory, the first coming in 2006 against Olentangy Liberty, a 28-21 win. Then 3 years ago at Franklin, they went on the road and won 24-13.
Huffman will turn and hand off, and not much there for Brandon Hoff.
Yeah, Nolan Brandenhoff got hit in the backfield, but the hard-nosed kid, the sophomore, is able to at least get a little positive gain out of it, but that does bring up 4th down, and the Redskins are going to need a few more people out there to punt.
At least a couple more.
And we're seeing some fans enjoying the Redskins win. Again, this will be the first win in school history in the playoffs at home, only the second playoff game. And remember, valuable experience, although coming in a loss last year against Springfield Shawnee, really paying off tonight.
Kick is away, and it's going to hit at the 30-yard line and takes a Redskin bounce down inside the 25-yard line. So Talawanda will get one more opportunity with the ball with just 1:23 left in this game. It looks like a flag down there, Paul, at the 31-yard line. So we'll have to see what that is about. That kick by Dylan Dunlap.
And Dylan Dunlap able to say that he was able to kick in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
We see a migration going on with the Wapak students. I'm not sure if that has something to do with traditionally after a playoff win, they will rush on the field after the handshakes. I wonder if this being a playoff game, if they have some sort of different thing going on. But yeah, the student section of the Wapak is totally cleared out, and I don't think it's because they don't want to celebrate.
Yeah, I think you're right. I wouldn't want to be this guy right here. He's in dangerous territory.
Well, that's Principal Scott Minning right there, and if anyone can take on a herd of excited high school students, Mr. Minning can do it.
Thomas takes the pitch, and he will get tossed out of bounds short of the 30-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup for Thomas.
Well, that's a thrill of a tackle right there. You're going against a Division I running back, and the JV defense able to hold him down a little bit.
Under a minute to play in what has been a dominant performance by this Redskin team. Thomas again. He will cut it upfield and picks up the first down to the 39.
And even though it's a first down, because it's a 30-point game, it is a running clock. Even in the playoffs, it is a running clock. We'll see what the Braves decide to do, if they want to continue to attack here, and it looks like they're going to.
Mm-hmm. Just 19 seconds left now. Scott will take the snap from the pistol and pitches to Thomas, who goes up the center of the field and escapes to the far side. He's got the far sideline, and he's going to be brought down for the final play of the ball game at the 36-yard line. And the Wapakoneta Redskins have won their first-round playoff game over Talawanda by a final score of 49-14. We'll be back with the Game Face Ohio post-game show after this. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Welcome into the Game Face Ohio postgame show. A dominant performance by the Wapakoneta Redskins as they pull up a 49-14 win over the Talawanda Braves in the first round of the high school playoffs. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler, and let's first take a look at the scoring summary from tonight's ball game. And the Talawanda Braves got things started in the scoring column on their first possession, an 11-play, 76-yard drive, and a 4-yard Marcus Thomas run for a touchdown. The Redskins answered right back with this 19-yard run by Cameron Locke. The nice stiff arm capped the 5-play, 57-yard drive and tied things up at 7. That's the way it stood until the second quarter, when Cody Morgan gave the Redskins the lead 14-7 on that 1-yard run. And then he picked up this 34-yard scamper on a 2-play, 46-yard drive to give the Redskins a 21-7 lead. Then the Braves tried to answer back, and it came on the feet of Thomas again. He rips off a 65-yard run, fighting his way through the Redskin defense to get into the end zone and get the Braves on the board for the second time. However, that was their final touchdown of the night, as the Redskins dominated the scoring for the rest of the way. A 2-yard run by Keaton Metz made it 28-14 at halftime. In the third quarter, Aaron Huffman got things started for the Redskins scoring-wise, as he picked off this pass and returned it 35 yards for a touchdown on a nice interception return. John Eaton got into the end zone on a 5-yard run with 3:08 remaining in the game to give the Redskins a 42-14 lead, and then Keaton Metz snapped off this 13-yard run to finish out the scoring and give the Redskins a 49-14 win here at Harmon Field as they hosted this first-round playoff game. And Coach Moyer, in his first playoff appearance as a Redskin head coach, gets a victory.
Yeah, so he's 1-0 now here in the playoffs, and that evens his career record in the playoffs at 8-8.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at final statistics from tonight's ball game, Paul.
Well, let's look at the team statistics first. We see a lot of rushing by both teams. The Redskins nearing the 300-yard mark, and the Braves over 250 yards. A lot of first downs as well. The Redskins at 20, the Braves at 16. 2 big turnovers for the Braves were killers in letting this game get away from them. Looking at individual numbers, Maurice Thomas, the Miami, Ohio commit, ends up with 222 yards on 30 carries and for 2 touchdowns. Connor Scott, the only other ball carrier, chipped in 29 yards. Passing-wise, he was 5 for 9 passing. Also had 2 interceptions, which I think we do need to correct. That would give them 3 turnovers for the game then as well. Going over to the Wapak, individually for them running the ball, they were led by Cameron Locke in a balanced attack. He had 96 yards and a touchdown. Keaton Metz with 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Morgan with 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eaton with 31 yards. Cody Morgan also a very, very accurate and efficient 8 for 9 passing for 83 yards for the quarterback position. His favorite target, Adam Henderson, finished with 5 catches for 53 yards.
Well, it's time now to select our Owen Kitchen and Bath Player of the Game. And, Paul, who are we giving that honor to tonight?
Well, we're going to give it to senior quarterback Cody Morgan, who made a lot of plays. He had those 2 touchdowns that we saw, but also on one of the biggest drives of the night after the Braves made it 21-14. That last drive with 59 seconds left, he was a perfect 5 for 5 passing. He made plays on the ground with his arm and also on defense, being a very sure tackler from the cornerback position.
So Cody Morgan, our Owen Kitchen and Bath Player of the Game. For all of your kitchen and bath projects, call Owen Kitchen and Bath, featuring cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't. We want to thank our crew. Our producer tonight is Todd Utrup, our technical director, Adam Dell, our statistician, Mr. A.J. Lisi. On cameras, Jim Miller, Justin Orfel, Josh Miller, Luke Catahenry, Cody Voorhees, Dylan Locke, and Jordan Minning. And we want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. Telephone Service Company, Minster Bank, Owen Kitchen Bath Showroom, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency, Frost Roofing, The United Way, Stolly Insurance, the Wapakoneta Family YMCA, Astro Lanes, and of course the Wapakoneta Daily News. So the Redskins dominate tonight on their home field, and they will go to play on Tippecanoe next, as Tippecanoe in control in their ball game over Kenton Ridge. So there's a possibility we'll have that ball game for you. We'll see how that shakes out. We'd love to do that and bring you that game, because Tippecanoe is fun to say, Paul.
It is fun to say, and that game will be at a neutral site. And again, congratulations on a tremendous season to the Wapakoneta Redskins, which is extended yet another week.
Well, thanks for joining us here tonight. Again, the final score here at Harmon Field, the Redskins a winner by a score of 49-14. For Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hirn. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching high school football on Game Face Open.